Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. It's quite a mild day today, but it's quite miserable too. I don't think we've had any sunshine. And I think the temperature where I live near Newcastle, I think it's around about 15 degrees. Or, where's my phone? My phone will tell me what it is today. But it is, I can tell it's quite warm because the last few days I've had to put my heating on because my hands were cold. But they're not today, but it is a miserable day. I'll have a check and just see what it says for. Oh, 14 degrees. It's 14 degrees at the moment, and I think that's the highest. But it's all cloud on the thing. Oh, we may get some sunshine. It's got a little cloud and sunshine at 8 o'clock. You know, at 8 o'clock, it's getting dark by then. Oh, but never mind. So that's why it is quite mild. The temperature's high, but it's miserable. So if we keep getting better weather like this, you'll be seeing less of me because I'll be going into my garden and doing things. But I have to be in the mood to go into my garden and do things, which I haven't been lately. But I think it's because of the weather. But once the weather gets nicer and warmer, that's where I'll be in my garden, and whatever I have to do will be having to wait until I'm either finished in the garden or if I can be bothered to go in the garden. That's the way things are. But anyway, another thing, I didn't get much knitting done yesterday. I thought it's going to get a lot done, but my family landed for Cheryl and the kids, and I am also using a different camera today. I'm on my newest computer, the one that I have all the trouble with the picture flickering, going light and dark and everything. And I started messing about again, and then I remembered I have a camcorder, and that's what I'm using now. It's on a tripod, and it's standing behind my computer. Um, I've had to have a certain distance because if it's too close or too low down, you catch the screen. I can move the screen down and show you what I mean. If I can I've had to move it quite a way away from where I'm sitting as well to get the right sort of picture. But if I move the screen down, you can see what happens. It catches the screen because it's standing behind my computer. So I move that up. Not quite. So it doesn't matter how much I move the screen up or down because I'm using the camcorder. You get the same picture all the time. Whereas before, if I moved the screen up or down, I went down or up or whatever. But I was messing on with it when my granddaughter came yesterday, so we had quite a bit of fun up here, like trying to sort this camera out. And I'd been trying it earlier on in the day, and I was just putting it on and leaving it on and just sitting while I was knitting and looking at it, and I never seen any flickering or the picture never went light or dark or anything like that because it's quite dark. The one on the camcorder on the computer, and it does flicker a lot, but it goes dark more than it goes light. So I was just sitting looking at myself, and that's my phone telling me something. And I was just sitting looking, and nothing changed on it. It didn't matter whether the sun was shining or there was clouds, because that's what it seems to affect the camera. If the sun was shining, it went bright. If there was some clouds come over, even though it's not actually facing the window, that's what was happening. So I tried the camcorder anyway, and I liked it, and it seemed to be working a lot better. So when my granddaughter came, I think I had switched it off anyway. I took it out of the computer and we were messing on. I was telling her we were messing about and I couldn't get it on. I tried all ways and I'm switching the camera, because you switch the camera on the webcam on the computer and it gives you a choice of whatever camera you're using, and it just wouldn't change. It was only the one that was in the computer. And then my granddaughter says to me, Nana, she says it helps if you plug the camcorder into your computer. She plugged the little port thing in and it would start working here. So she agreed it was much better than that, and so that's what I'm going to use now. But because I had company yesterday, and then, I don't know why, but everybody seems to buy me chocolates for my birthday, and, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, and I'm sort of like, I can't help myself when I've got chocolates, I can't stop eating them. So between that, and I was drinking after everybody went home and that, I had glasses of drinking vodka and thing. I thought I better not do any knitting. Actually, not when I'm eating chocolate and drinking vodka. My favourite drink. So I never got much knitting done yesterday, but I will show you what I did do. And something I've noticed with this camera, it's much higher quality, much better quality, and when you show anything like that, you can actually see the stitch, what it is, where before it was like not going blurry, but it wasn't showing the stitch. You can see the stitch up a lot better because it's a better quality. I don't know what the quality of it is, a 1900 something or other by something or other. So that's what I like about that, because you can see everything's much clearer. Let's look at it that way. So that's what I've done with this one. I now have the back. One of the fronts. The only thing with this camcorder as well, what I'm showing you, everything is the opposite way to what I'm looking. If I think I'm touching my hair on that side, but I'm not. I've got my hand on the other side. It's the picture's the opposite way around. It's and if I try to show you something like this, I'm trying to put this up in line with this here. It's not working. Everything's the opposite way on, but anyway, instead of looking at the screen and doing that, I look at it what I've got in front of me. I can work it out better that way. There. So I've got the back and one of the fronts, and I have part of the way up the second front. And with this being all opposite way on, I hope all the writing, because I have got a picture. It's not that way, it's that way. I've got a picture behind me with writing on. I hope the writing doesn't come back to front when I'll find out when I do the editing on the video. So there, I've started the other front on that one. We can't get a bit muddled at times, and then this camcorder's muddling me up something worse. So that put that one down for me because I'm busy knitting that one. I have been doing my hour thing this morning, and I did get that one out. It's not an hour I do on this. I do whatever time I have in the morning for the tutorial. I'm almost up to the armholes. So tomorrow, that's how much I've done of the second side. So I only have to finish that side, and I have the sleeves to do, and then put the neck and the bands on. And tomorrow I would probably be up to the armholes, and I'll start working out some more of the tutorial for it. So that's what I did from this morning up to 12:30 when I had my lunch, and then I started at 1:00. I'll show you what I did at 1:00. So I'm working 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. But if I have a break for a cup of coffee or something, like I did at 3:00, I had made a cup of tea, So instead of going 3 to 4, I went 3 to 4:15. Or it's not 4:15 yet, but that's what I'm doing. So I put that down, and I did an hour on this. This was 2 till 1 till 2. That's the next passport folder I'm doing, which will be, like that, and folded down. But I would have had a bit more than that done, because this is kind of pattern where when you're crocheting it, you're doing 2 stitches into 1 stitch. It's just double crochet or single crochet if you're in other countries. When you started off, you miss the first stitch, and the second stitch you do 2 double crochet into that stitch. Then you miss the next stitch, do 2 double crochet into the next stitch, miss the next stitch, and so on all the way along. But if you make a single mistake, like I think I worked it out because I pulled the row out and I saw where I had made the mistake. I'd only put 1 stitch in when I had missed a stitch. Instead of putting 2 stitches in, I'd only done 1. So I was missing a stitch when I got to the end. And it knocked the line of the pattern out. As you can see, the lines, it's columns of pattern. And it missed it out, and it just didn't end up on the right stitch at the end. So I knew I'd made a mistake, but that mistake was right at the very start. The very first stitch that I crocheted into, I'd only put 1 in. And I had done all that, so I had to pull it out. So I would have had that, probably a couple more rows done on that. But that is nearly half the width of the passport when I look at my passport. It's nearly half the way across, so it's halfway done. The crochet anyway, and then I just have to put the lining in that. It doesn't take very long for to do these. So probably the actual crochet of this would probably only take 2 hours to do it. And then it's probably about an hour for to sort out the lining and sew it in. I'm going to do that on my sewing machine, so it only takes a few minutes. Sew that and then put the poppers in, or I crochet up the sides first, or sew up the sides first, and then put the poppers on. So that would probably take about 3 hours altogether to make one of those. So I'm quite happy when I'm doing those because they don't take very long. But I'll pop that back on there and push the crochet hook through so I don't lose it. So that was the next thing I did. That was 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And then 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's how much I've done. I did a little bit of that yesterday, but a little bit of the rib and a little bit more, and I've done a little bit more to the length today, so that's another hour. That was 2 till 3. So probably when the hour comes back around again, after I've done everything for an hour, I'll go on to what I started with and do them all again in another hour. So, and that's 3 till 4 is what I've been doing here. But it's going to be a little bit longer because I'm making a video as well now. I also made a cup of coffee. It was coffee, it was a cup of tea. I made a cup of tea for myself. So I'm probably going to add probably about at least a half an hour to the video, or even more, because by the time I finish this video I'll be putting it through the converter on my computer and editing out, the rubbish I don't want you to see, and make a nice video. So that's as far as I've got. But I did do a little bit more yesterday, with a little bit before I started drinking my vodkas, and it's a little bit of that. I left that off. I think I left that off in the middle of the row. That tells you I was drinking when I was doing that one. Because I never leave a row off in the middle of a row. I always go to the end. But I think the fumes were starting to get to me. So anyway, that's a little bit of the first side for that one I had done yesterday. And I never got anything done with what I was going to do with the cushion covers because I didn't have time. But I may have time tonight to do a little bit of that. So I'm putting that down. And I think that was all I was doing. Yes, that's all I did because I didn't do anything else. Didn't even do any of mine last night, which I was going to do. But never mind. There's plenty more time. And I'm just going to sit here and do what I can. And watch things on my computer. I've been watching a channel called Pluto. It's all free. Everything is free to stream on it. And I found it was an old series called Mission Impossible. Very corny, but sometimes it's nice to watch a little bit corny. Nothing like the film with Tom Cruise in. These were made in 1966. But the only problem with there's about 7 seasons. It starts from season 1, every episode, but it goes on 24 hours. And it's called live TV. It's not actually, off BBC or ITV. It's just live on Pluto, and it's just continue on and on and on. So I'm missing half the flaming episodes. I'm going to have to wait till it gets right to the end and come back again and try to find some of the episodes I've missed, if I can remember what I've missed, because I can watch something one day and watch something the next day, the same thing, and have forgotten all what it was all about. I think that's what happens when you get to our age, But anyway, that's my bit for today, so thumbs up and subscribe. And please let me know what you think of this video, whether you think it's better than what I was using before, and when I was trying this is my newest computer that I'm working on, which was always bad before. So just let me know what you think of the videos. So I don't want to waste my time doing videos on this camcorder if it's not the quality that people like. So please let me know. Thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you another time. So bye for now.